Extending his sincere gratitude to the COP29 host country Azerbaijan, President Taye Atske-Selassie reaffirmed Ethiopia's commitment to the Paris Agreement and proactive disaster preparedness and stressed the need for resilience against climate impacts that affect Ethiopia and beyond. At the 29th edition of Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change Summit in Azerbaijan, the President, being one of the delegates from nearly 200 countries, joined the ongoing climate deliberation as negotiators seek increase in $100 billion a year United States dollars target for developing nations.
I express my sincere gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of Azerbaijan for their gracious hospitality. Under the Azerbaijan's leadership, we aspire and hope to translate our Paris Agreement commitments into tangible actions. We must collectively reverse humanity's trajectory of destruction and do justice to the victims of climate change, particularly vulnerable nations in Africa and small island states.
Highlighting the success story of the Green Legacy Initiative to date, President Taye said that Ethiopia was able to plant 40 billion tree seedlings, expanding the country's forest coverage to 23.6% with a potential to sink 10 billion tons of carbon. The government earmarked 1% of the country's annual budget for the Green Legacy and Land Restoration Fund, he disclosed to the COP29. Regarding the wheat production, the President asserted Ethiopia's heat-resistant wheat project yielded 107 million quintals of wheat in 3 years, making the country's food system carbon negative by enabling the crops to be climate resilient. With adequate financial support, Ethiopia's model can be replicated globally, he indicated. Meanwhile, as part of its national determined contributions, Ethiopia has demonstrated measurable and implementable renewable energy by heavily investing in hydro-based and diversified clean energy generation, the President elaborated. In this regard, the country is successful in integrating energy grids in the region as well, Taye stated.
Cognizant of the fact that urban green space have declined, Ethiopia, through its corridor development program, prioritizes people-centered and climate-smart approach to reverse this alarming trend. Addis Ababa is a testament.
Furthermore, the debate on climate finance has become overly complex and painstakingly slow-paced, the Ethiopian president noted, underscoring the imperative to simplify the process and focus on practical solutions. President Taye also emphasized the need to finalize the new collective quantified goal on climate finance and make it operational.
While we demand increased financial support, we express deep concern over the inadequate, complex, and delayed disbursement of existing funds. Many African nations are leading by example to the best of our abilities.
In light of the fact that many African nations are leading by example to the best of their abilities, Ethiopia has adopted its subsequent nationally determined contributions, long-term low-emission government, and the national adaptation plan that guides the collective commitment to significantly lessen the impacts of climate change, he explained. He urged all countries, particularly developed nations and major emitters, to follow suit. President Taye further called for concerted efforts to build sustainable future for generations to come. The Conference of the Parties to the Convention, which refers to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, is a multilateral treaty adopted in 1992. It entered into force in 1994 and has become a basis for landmark agreements such as the 1997 Kyoto Protocol and the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement, which aims to limit global temperature rise to 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels by 2100.